Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. How many people in your life do you truly trust? I'm not talking about the ones you get along with. I'm talking about the ones you know, without a doubt, won't lie to you, won't betray you, won't let you down when it matters most. Think about it. It's a short list, isn't it? Now, flip the question. How many people would say they trust you the same way? See, trust isn't just something you expect from others. It's something you have to earn, and not just once, but every single day. Trust is like a paycheck. You don't get it just because you show up. You get it because you put in the work, because you prove that your word means something, because people can count on you. And let me tell you something, without trust, relationships fall apart, opportunities slip away, and life becomes a whole lot harder. So today we're going to talk about how to build trust daily, how to make sure the people around you believe in you, rely on you, and respect you. Because when you have trust, you have everything. Let's get into it. Trust is not something that appears overnight. It doesn't come with a handshake or a smile. It doesn't magically show up just because you've known someone for a long time. Trust is earned, and not just once, but every single day. It's built through small, consistent actions, not just grand gestures. And if you truly want to have strong relationships, successful partnerships, and a solid reputation, you have to put in the work daily. Think about it like this. Trust is like a bank account. Every time you do something right, when you keep your word, when you show up for someone, when you do what you say you will, you make a deposit. The more you do this, the more your trust account grows. But the moment you break that trust, the moment you lie, let someone down, or act in a way that goes against your word, you make a withdrawal. And the thing about trust is that withdrawals hurt a lot more than deposits help. One bad decision, one moment of dishonesty can wipe out years of deposits in an instant. That's why trust isn't built in a day, it's built daily. Take a look at the people you trust the most in your life. It's not the ones who gave you big flashy gifts or made grand promises. It's the ones who were consistent. The ones who showed up when they said they would. The ones who told you the truth even when it was hard to hear. The ones who didn't just talk a big game but actually followed through. That's how trust works. It's earned through repeated action. The same goes for building trust at work, in friendships, in relationships, or even with your own children. You can't expect people to believe in you if you don't give them a reason to. If you show up late all the time, people will stop depending on you. If you break promises, people will stop believing your words. If you only do the right thing when it's convenient, people will question your intentions. The only way to build trust is to prove yourself over and over again. A lot of people think trust is about big moments, the dramatic choices, the life-changing promises. But it's really about the small things. It's about returning a call when you say you will. It's about keeping a secret someone confided in you. It's about being honest even when it's uncomfortable. These small, everyday decisions add up. They define your character, and they shape how people see you. Let's be real. Trust takes time to build, but seconds to destroy. You've seen it happen. A friendship ruined over one betrayal, a marriage broken by one lie, a business deal lost over one broken promise. And the worst part, once trust is broken, it's never the same again. Even if you rebuild it, there's always a crack. That's why you have to protect it like gold. If you want people to trust you, you have to treat trust like a daily habit. It's not something you do once and forget about. It's like working out. If you hit the gym once, you're not getting in shape. You have to keep showing up. You have to keep putting in the work every single day. And let's be honest, there will be temptations to break trust. There will be moments when telling a small lie seems easier than telling the truth. There will be times when you don't feel like showing up, but you promise you would. There will be situations where you're tempted to take the easy way out. But every time you choose integrity over convenience, you build trust. And every time you choose dishonesty, you tear it down. You don't have to be perfect to build trust. Nobody is. We all make mistakes. But the key is how you handle those mistakes. Own them, apologize, make things right, and then prove through your actions that you're still someone people can believe in. Trust is one of the most valuable things you can have in life. It can open doors, strengthen relationships, and give you opportunities you never thought possible. But you have to earn it. And the only way to do that is through consistent, honest, daily actions. So ask yourself this: what have you done today to build trust? What deposit have you made into your trust account? Because at the end of the day, trust isn't about what you say. It's about what you do. Honesty is the foundation of trust. Without honesty, there is no real connection, no real respect, and no real security in any relationship. Whether it's with your family, your friends, your coworkers, or your significant other, people need to know they can believe in what you say. The truth may not always be easy to hear, and it may not always be easy to say, but in the long run, honesty is always the better choice. The moment you start bending the truth, even just a little, you create cracks in the trust you've built. Those cracks only get bigger over time, and before you know it, that trust is gone. Most people think lying is only a problem when it's big, when it's about something major. But small lies are just as dangerous. They pile up. One small lie leads to another and another until you're caught in a web you can't escape. It's not just about telling a lie. It's about the fact that people will start questioning everything you say. If you lie about one thing, how can they know you're not lying about something else? Even when the truth hurts, even when it's uncomfortable, telling the truth shows character. It tells people they can depend on you, that they can trust what comes out of your mouth. And that kind of trust is priceless. There will be times when honesty feels risky. Maybe you messed up at work and you're afraid to admit it. Maybe you hurt someone's feelings and you don't want to own up to it. Maybe you made a promise you can't keep, and instead of telling the truth, you want to make excuses. But here's the thing: people respect honesty. They may not like what you have to say in the moment, but they will always respect you for telling the truth. And respect leads to trust. Think about the people in your life that you truly trust. Why do you trust them? It's probably because they have been honest with you, even when it was difficult. They didn't sugarcoat things. They didn't tell you what you wanted to hear just to make you feel better. They told you the truth, even if it was hard. And because of that, you know they are reliable, dependable, and real. You never have to second guess their words because they have proven time and time again that honesty is their standard. That's the kind of person you need to be if you want to build trust with others. Being honest also means being honest with yourself. A lot of people struggle with this. They convince themselves that a little dishonesty is okay as long as it's for the right reasons. They make excuses for why they aren't truthful. Maybe they don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Maybe they don't want to look bad. Maybe they just want to avoid confrontation. But lying to yourself is just as dangerous as lying to others. If you can't be honest with yourself about who you are, what you need, and what you believe in, you will struggle to be honest with others. Owning up to your mistakes is a big part of being honest. Nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. We all mess up, and we all do things we regret. But the difference between someone who can be trusted and someone who can't is simple. The person who can be trusted admits their mistakes and takes responsibility for them. They don't try to shift the blame. They don't try to cover it up. They acknowledge what they did, apologize if necessary, and make it right. That kind of honesty is rare, but it's also powerful. If you want to build trust daily, you have to make honesty a habit. Not just when it's easy, not just when it benefits you, but always. When people know that your word is solid, that what you say is the truth, they will trust you, they will listen to you, they will respect you. And that kind of trust is something money can't buy. So the next time you're faced with the choice to tell the truth or take the easy way out with a lie, ask yourself, do I want to be trusted or do I just want to be liked in the moment? Because the truth may not always make you popular, but it will always make you trustworthy. And at the end of the day, trust is worth more than any temporary approval. Trust is built in the little moments. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic promises. It's about showing up day after day and proving through your actions that you can be counted on. Every interaction, every decision, every word you speak either adds to or takes away from the trust people have in you. It's easy to think that trust is something you earn once and then keep forever, but that's not how it works. Trust is like a muscle. You have to exercise it daily or it weakens. One of the most important ways to build trust is to be consistent. People should know what to expect from you. They should never have to wonder which version of you they're going to get. If you're kind and dependable one day, but unreliable and distant the next, it confuses people. It makes them hesitant to put their faith in you. But when you are steady, when your actions match your words, and when you deliver on what you say, people feel safe trusting you. Think about the relationships in your life. The people you trust the most are probably the ones who have shown up for you time and time again. They didn't just make empty promises, they followed through. They didn't just talk a big game, they acted on their words. That's what real trust is. It's knowing that someone will be there for you, not just when it's convenient, but when it really matters. That kind of trust isn't built overnight. It's built through consistent effort, through proving yourself again and again. Another key part of consistency is reliability. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you make a commitment, follow through. People should never have to second guess whether you will keep your word. The more you prove yourself reliable, the more trust you build. And the more you break your commitments, whether intentionally or not, the more you chip away at that trust. Sometimes people don't mean to be unreliable. They get busy, they forget, they overpromise. But here's the thing. Excuses don't rebuild trust. Actions do. If you mess up, own it, and then do better. If you can't deliver on something, be upfront about it. People respect honesty even when it's inconvenient. Trust is also about showing up emotionally. It's not just about doing what you say. It's about being there when people need you. It's about listening, about being present, about proving with your actions that you care. If you only show up when things are easier, when there's something in it for you, people will notice. But if you consistently make an effort to be there, to check in, to offer support, to be a steady presence in someone's life, you create a bond that is hard to break. One of the fastest ways to lose trust is to be unpredictable in a negative way. If people can't count on you to react in a calm and reasonable manner, they will start to withhold from you. They will hesitate to share their thoughts, their struggles, or their feelings because they won't know how you will respond. But when you are steady, when people know they can talk to you without fear of judgment or extreme reactions, they will trust you more. They will open up more. They will feel safe around you. Another important piece of building trust through consistency is keeping confidence. If someone trusts you with something private, keep it that way. If you have a habit of repeating what people tell you in confidence, word will get around. And once people see you as someone who can't be trusted with private information, they will stop trusting you altogether. Trust is fragile. One moment of inconsistency, one breach of confidence, One broken commitment can undo years of trust building. That's why consistency is so powerful. It keeps that foundation strong. The truth is, people don't just listen to what you say. They watch what you do. They notice the patterns. They see how you treat others, how you handle stress, how you respond when things don't go your way. If you want to be trusted, be the kind of person whose actions align with their words. Be the kind of person who is steady, reliable, and consistent in all areas of life. That's how you build trust, not just once, but every single day. Trust grows when people know they can be open with you without fear of being judged, dismissed, or criticized. If people feel like they have to walk on eggshells around you, they will never fully trust you. They will hold back their thoughts, their emotions, and even parts of who they truly are. But when you create a space where they feel safe to express themselves, to share their struggles, and to be honest without fear, that's when real trust takes root. One of the biggest barriers to open communication is judgment. The moment someone feels like they are being judged, they shut down. Think about it. How often do you hold back from sharing something because you're afraid of how the other person will react? Maybe you've seen someone react negatively before, or maybe they've made you feel small in the past. Whatever the reason, when people feel judged, they start protecting themselves instead of opening up. If you want to build trust, you have to let people feel safe around you. That means listening without jumping in with criticism. It means holding back the instinct to correct, lecture, or make someone feel bad for their thoughts, feelings, or mistakes. Another key to making people feel safe is truly listening. There's a big difference between hearing someone and actually listening to them. Hearing is passive. You're just waiting for your turn to speak. But listening is active. It's about being present, paying attention, and making the other person feel like what they're saying matters. When someone talks to you, they don't just want to be heard, they want to be understood. They want to feel like their thoughts, feelings, and experiences are valid. If you cut them off, dismiss their concerns, or make them feel like what they're saying isn't important, they will pull away. But if you listen with an open mind, ask thoughtful questions, and show that you truly care, you will strengthen your connection with them. People also need to know that their vulnerabilities won't be used against them. Trust is built when someone can confide in you without fear that you'll bring it up later in an argument, make fun of them, or expose their secrets. Imagine telling someone something deeply personal only for them to throw it back in your face when they get mad. Would you ever trust them again? Probably not. That's why it's so important to handle people's vulnerabilities with care. If someone opens up to you, treat it like a gift. Protect that trust, honor it, and never use it as a weapon. Making people feel safe also means allowing them to be themselves. Too often, people feel like they have to hide parts of who they are to be accepted. Maybe they've been told they're too emotional or that they should toughen up. Maybe they've been laughed at for their dreams or made to feel like their problems aren't serious. When people experience that, they start to withdraw. They put up walls. They stop sharing. But when you create an environment where people feel like they can be real, where they can talk about their fears, their dreams, and their struggles without being made to feel small, they will trust you on a deeper level. A major part of creating safety is how you handle disagreements. Trust isn't built when everything is easy. It's built in how you navigate challenges. If every disagreement turns into a battle, people will avoid being honest with you. If you react with anger, defensiveness, or blame every time someone brings up an issue, they will stop telling you how they really feel. But if you handle conflict with maturity, if you listen without immediately getting defensive, if you make an effort to understand before reacting, you will create a safe space for open and honest communication. Sometimes, making people feel safe is as simple as validating their emotions. People don't always need advice or solutions. They just need to know that their feelings are real and that they aren't alone. If someone comes to you upset, don't immediately try to fix it. Instead, acknowledge their feelings. Say things like, I hear you, or that sounds really tough. Let them know that it's okay to feel the way they feel. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything they say, but it does mean you respect their perspective. Building trust daily means showing people through your words and actions that they are safe with you, that their emotions are valid, that their secrets are protected, that they don't have to put on a mask around you. When you make people feel truly safe, they will trust you not just with their words, but with their hearts. And that kind of trust is priceless. Trust is not just about what you say, it's about what you do. If your words and actions don't match up, people will have a hard time believing in you. You can tell someone 100 times that they can trust you, but if your behavior says otherwise, those words won't mean a thing. Consistency is what proves to people that you mean what you say. It's what shows them that you are reliable, dependable, and true to your word. Trust is built in the small, everyday moments where you show up, do what you say you're going to do, and prove through your actions that people can count on you. Think about the people in your life that you trust the most. What makes you trust them? It's not because they gave a big speech about how trustworthy they are. It's because over time they showed you that they were reliable. They showed up when they said they would. They followed through on their promises. They didn't just say they cared about you. They proved it through their actions. That's what real trust looks like. It's built slowly, moment by moment, through consistency. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine someone who says all the right things but never follows through. They promise they'll be there for you, but when you need them, they're nowhere to be found. They tell you they value honesty, but then you catch them in little lies. Over time, you stop believing what they say. That's what happens when words and actions don't align. The moment people start doubting whether they can rely on you, trust starts to fade. And once trust is broken, it's a long road to get it back. Being consistent doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has bad days. But what matters is that overall, people know what to expect from you. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. If you make a commitment, you keep it. If you can't follow through, you communicate and take responsibility. Trust isn't about never messing up. It's about how you handle it when you do. One of the most important ways to build trust through consistency is by being reliable in both the big and small things. A lot of people think trust is only about the big moments, being there in a crisis, keeping a huge promise, making a grand gesture. But trust is built just as much in the small, everyday moments. If you tell someone you'll call them back and then you don't, that chips away at trust. If you say you'll meet them at a certain time and you're always late, that creates doubt. These small things might not seem like a big deal on their own, but over time, they add up. People start to wonder, if I can't count on them for the small things. Another key part of consistency is how you treat people. Trust isn't just about keeping promises. It's also about how you make people feel. Are you the same person no matter who you're with, or do you act differently depending on the situation? If people see you treating one person with kindness and respect, but then you turn around and talk about them behind their back, they will question whether they can trust you. If you act friendly in person but gossip when they're not around, they will wonder what you say about them when they're not there. Consistency means being the same person all the time. It means treating people with respect, whether they're in the room or not. Consistency also applies to honesty. If people know that you always tell the truth, even when it's hard, they will trust you more. But if you're only honest when it's convenient, they will start to doubt you. Trust isn't just about being nice. It's about being real. If you're the kind of person who sugarcoats everything, avoids hard conversations, or tells little lies to keep the peace, people will sense that. They will wonder if they're getting the full truth from you. But if you are consistently honest, if people know that they can count on you to tell them the truth in a kind and respectful way, they will trust you on a deeper level. One of the biggest tests of consistency is how you handle difficult situations. It's easy to be trustworthy when everything is going well. But what about when things get tough? When life throws challenges your way, do you stay true to your values? Do you keep your word even when it's inconvenient? Do you take responsibility when you make mistakes? These are the moments that define your trustworthiness. People are watching not just what you do when it's easy, but what you do when it's hard. If you stay consistent through the ups and downs, people will trust you more because they know you're not just dependable when it's convenient. You're dependable all the time. At the end of the day, trust isn't built overnight. It's built in the little things you do day in and day out. It's built in the way you keep your word, the way you treat people, and the way you handle challenges. If you want people to trust you, don't just tell them, show them. Be the person who follows through. Be the person who is the same no matter what. Be the person who proves through their actions that they are worthy of trust. Because when people know they can count on you, when they see that you are the same person no matter what, that's when real trust is built. Trust is one of the most fragile things in life. It takes years to build, seconds to break, and a long time to repair. But here's the truth. Trust isn't about perfection. It's about honesty, transparency, and the willingness to make things right when mistakes happen. No one gets everything right all the time. We all make wrong choices, hurt people unintentionally, or let someone down. The real question is, what do you do next? Do you ignore it and hope they forget? Do you make excuses? Or do you step up, take responsibility, and work to fix what's broken? If you want to build trust every day, you have to be ready to own up to your mistakes and show through your actions that you are committed to doing better. People don't expect you to be perfect, but they do expect you to be real. The problem is a lot of people let their pride get in the way of repairing trust. They don't want to admit they were wrong because it makes them feel weak. But admitting when you're wrong doesn't make you weak, it makes you strong. It takes courage to say, I messed up, I hurt you, I should have done better. That's what builds trust. Not pretending like nothing happened, not acting like it's the other person's fault. Trust grows when people see that you are self-aware enough to recognize your mistakes and mature enough to try to fix them. Owning up to mistakes isn't just about saying sorry. It's about backing that up with changed behavior. An apology without action is just empty words. If you apologize for breaking someone's trust but then go right back to doing the same thing, that apology means nothing. People don't just listen to what you say, they watch what you do. Trust is repaired when they see that you are making an effort to change. If you lied, the way to rebuild trust is by proving that you can be honest. If you let someone down, the way to rebuild trust is by showing up consistently. Words are powerful, but actions speak louder. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to fix broken trust is getting defensive. Instead of listening to the other person's feelings, they start making excuses. I didn't mean it like that. You're overreacting. That's not what I meant to do. But here's the thing. Trust isn't just about your intention, it's about the impact of your actions. Maybe you didn't mean to hurt someone, but if they feel hurt, that feeling is real. Instead of defending yourself, listen. Acknowledge their pain. Let them know you understand why they feel the way they do. When people feel heard and validated, they are more open to forgiving and rebuilding trust. The hardest part of rebuilding trust is patience. When trust is broken, the other person needs time to heal. You can't rush that process. You can't demand that they move on just because you apologize. Rebuilding trust is a daily commitment. It's showing up again and again, proving that you are serious about making things right. And here's the reality. Not everyone will be willing to give you another chance. Some people won't be able to trust you again, no matter what you do. And that's something you have to accept. You can't control how other people feel, but you can control how you act. If you know you've done everything in your power to repair the trust you broke, then you can move forward, knowing that you did your part. On the other side of things, trust isn't just about asking for forgiveness, it's also about giving it. If you want to build trust daily, you have to be willing to forgive when someone is truly trying to make things right. Holding on to anger and resentment doesn't hurt the other person. It hurts you. Now, this doesn't mean you should let people walk all over you. If someone keeps breaking your trust over and over, then you have to recognize that and set boundaries. But if someone is genuinely trying to make things right and you can see that their actions match their words, then at some point you have to decide to let go of the past and move forward. Trust is a two-way street. It's about building each other up, not tearing each other down. It's about creating an environment where both people feel safe to be honest, vulnerable, and real. When you make trust a daily habit by being honest, keeping your word, admitting your mistakes, and forgiving others, you create relationships that are strong, deep, and meaningful. You create connections that can withstand the ups and downs of life. You create bonds that are built to last. At the end of the day, trust is about consistency. It's about showing up as the best version of yourself every day, even when it's hard. It's about proving through your actions that you are someone people can count on. And when you do that, when you commit to building trust daily, you create relationships that are unshakable, built on a foundation of honesty, respect, and love.